So good morning. Welcome to the Business Breakfast Chat. Today is Friday, so we will be sharing our wins from the week. We can also share a struggle or some experience we had this week. And I'm going to start with everyone on the call. Who would like to start first this morning?
Start.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
So yes, my name is Jennifer Lundquist, and my struggle for the week was at a cooking class. I wasn't able to do a live on the group because I didn't create the group. And that was something I didn't realize. In the past, I guess I've always been a joint administrator. And this time, for whatever reason, didn't share that piece of information. So when the night came, I was all set. And it's like, where is the live? And it wasn't there. So ended up, my hostess was very kind, says, Jennifer, I'll just set up a Google Meet, and you just click on the link, and that's what we did. So I discovered Google Meet, that I could also do them off for Google Meet, but that I must be co-administrator in order to do a live. This is what I'm assuming now, because I should probably test it out with one of my kids actually, just to be sure. So, but yeah, that was my challenge for the week. I won't call it a failure, but it was a challenge.
Well, you won some learning.
Yes, I won some learning. Exactly.
Yeah.
I won a lot of learning.
Yes. And I forgot also, you can go ahead and introduce yourself so that each person, when they speak, they can introduce themselves the first time that they talk in the call, so people know what we do. So would you like to introduce yourself briefly?
Sure. So I'm a multi-passion entrepreneur, and one of my passions is cooking, and it's clean eating. And I enjoy holding cooking classes online, doing virtual cooking classes, sharing my passion and my thrill of encouraging people to eat clean, to change their diet, and to eat a clean diet.
Wow. And just if you could share on the group, it would be awesome to know those different ways that you do cooking classes, because we talk about social media tips as well on Fridays. So if you're able to find out about the Facebook group, the Google Meet, and we don't do presentations like that. So maybe we'd like to know as well the different options that there are to do online meetings or presentations. Or so if you'd like to share a couple of the options that you use and your experience with them, then also we could even use them too, maybe even for some of our meetings. So
sure.
It's always good to have options, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. So who would like to go next and share a quick intro and a win for the week? Lynn Marie?
I can go. I was looking to Rena.
I couldn't tell. Everybody looks kind of ready, but it's Friday, so kind of like a little bit slow, I guess. I don't know.
I can go.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, so my name is Lynn Marie Germain. I am a communication coach. I'm also a CEO of a company. I have 3 companies. And I'm working with leaders so they can improve their communication, they can be a good negotiator, they can have more impact, because when you have more impact, this is bring prosperity in your business with your teams, and this is all related. Communication is really a great key for leaders. My wins for this week, it was a big week. I learned a lot, but I guess overall my win is a better comprehension about selling, and about also how to be in social media. And it's with the interview with Eileen this week in the group, it was very enlightening, or I don't know how to say that. Yeah. So this is my win. This is one of my wins this week, and we also made a big proposal. Somebody contacted me through a platform that we are talking about one of our online course. So yeah, it was a big week.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear more about that when, in the following weeks too. So Rena, would you like to share something from the week and a brief introduction as well?
Good morning. I think I need to change my glasses because I'm getting lots of glare.
Oh,
I think
wow.
that's the reason why Lynn Marie was looking at me, because I keep moving. I'm moving my lights and all those things, but still getting glare. Anyways, good morning. My name is Rina Honorio. I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I'm an event planner by trade, but currently I am cooking as one of my passion. I am part of this 18,000 group that I'm catering to a lot of them. I've been very busy because of that. My I'm gonna share a personal win. My cousin moved to Windsor yesterday, and I was helping them pack the van and all those things. And he is very close to me, and whew, sorry. Sorry, I think I'm gonna go next.
You can take your time. Take your time. Take your time. There's all aspects to what we want to share.
Sometimes I feel like we take things for granted
Mm. Mm-hmm.
when they are there, but yeah, sorry.
Would you like us to come back to you in a bit, or do you want to take a couple minutes?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Well, thank you for being open with us. We've been talking about the importance of being authentic and vulnerable. And so everything is fine when we share. So I'll continue, and we will come back to you in a couple minutes because I'd like to know what you wanted to share. Something did come up for you. So I am sorry to hear that something difficult seems to have happened. I'd like to continue with what I'll introduce myself. And then Amy and I have a win to share, although I'm still thinking about what is happening for Rena. So because we're so connected, we've been connected for months, right, on these calls.
It's actually a
and-
win. She wanted to share.
I know she
So,
wanted to share a win. So I'd like
yeah.
to know, I can't wait to know what that is, right?
Well, sometimes a win can be like overwhelming.
Yes,
So
yes.
I think that's, yeah.
Yes, exactly. A win
Yeah.
can be, that's why I always
Yeah.
say a win or a struggle or an experience, because we always think a win is positive. And they
Yeah.
say even people that win the lottery, it can be traumatizing. Actually, a lot of them go through a lot of depression and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's this the way we look at things. So I'm going to introduce myself, and then Amy and I have a big win to share. Actually, it's not even ours. It's a collective win. So my name is Charlotte Habiger, and I am a multi-entrepreneur. And what I do is I connect you with people and resources and communities to allow you to achieve your life projects. And in most cases, what I do is I help people who have life projects that are businesses, develop globally, locally, wherever you want to. So I put you in contact with the key people for that. And would you like to introduce yourself first or share something first before we share
Sure.
our big collective win? Go ahead.
Sure. My name is Amy. I am your sales trainer and coach, and I help women like yourself sell more and really get comfortable of selling your brilliance so you can make more money. And I also have a additional business that I help leaders take control of their business by being CEO. So I take them from ordinary self-employed or entrepreneurs to extraordinary CEOs and in full control of their business.
Wow.
And yes, our win this week is about, you tell us.
Yes, okay. So I'll show you actually. I'm going to share my screen and show you something. So do you remember the topic that we talked about last Friday? Do you happen to remember that? Maybe not. I mean, I wouldn't remember if I hadn't seen it. So we talked about, have you ever missed an opportunity? And can you see my screen? This is the video from last Friday. It says, have you ever missed? I've been uploading them for the last couple of months consistently. And do you see the number of views right here? 410 views. Of course, mine's in French. 410 views. It was posted on October 11th. It was on the 9th, I think. Yeah, the 9th. Posted on October 11th. And were 410 views and growing. So I wanted to share that with you. We wanted to share that with you because that means that you have been exposed 410 times. Did you know that? Did you feel it?
No.
Yes, we've been sharing the videos also, not all of them, but the ones from Fridays and some of the Wednesday ones as well on Facebook, on social media, the video, because they're public. So they've been getting quite a bit of views there as well. And of course, out of the 410, they did not all watch the whole video. So you actually have statistics on YouTube, and they all watched at least a minute, which is a good sign. They did, click on it and say, oh my gosh, what is this? And a lot of them watch more than 10 or more than 16 minutes. And the video is like 20 something minutes. So, and a couple of them did watch till the end. So it's really interesting to see. Would you like to share, Amy, how you interpreted that result? Because we don't really have all the answers of how that happened, but there are a few things that struck us with Amy. What did you think about that?
Well, a couple of things. Number one is since we've been having this call, we've been talking about clarity, messaging, and clarity. And that's one thing that, because I've been testing, I'm always testing. And this month, the month of October, and actually September and October, it's been all testing. So if you have noticed, that title is something that people want to see. It's attractive to title. So it caught people's attention. So they, of course, want to watch it. So titling and messaging is important in anything that we do. So whenever you post, whenever you to do anything, the titling is important. It has to be a keyword. So I think in this case, the title caught people's attention. Secondly, what I want to tell you about that is that sometimes in our life as entrepreneurs, actually even in our own personal lives, we do things and you don't see anything, any immediate result, especially in sales, right? You're just like, okay, is there a point to this? You keep doing it and you keep plugging along and you keep plugging along and nothing happens. No activities, nothing happens. And sometimes we forget that we are going through a journey and that sometimes success is really at very, very close. So if we give up and we're too close to the finish line, it would be terrible. So we've been going out on social media. You and I, we've done interviews, I've had podcasts. We have recordings, YouTube, social media, and we're just been all over the place. And now I feel, in my case, I feel a lot more busier. It's gaining traction. It took 6 months, 7 months, sometimes, and maybe we're not even going to get the same success as we are getting in the next month or so. But the idea that I want to share with you is that when you know where you're going, when you know where your mountain is, when you know your goal, and you're working towards it, and sometimes the way is treacherous and boring, and it hard, and you're not good. You feel like nobody's listening. You feel like nobody's paying attention. You feel like you're just all on your own. Sometimes we don't know what's happening out there, and sometimes it surprises us. So that's the two things that I want to share.
I also thank you, Amy, for that. So I know that the 3 key points were when I was talking with Amy was clarity of message. So that's what you're talking about with the title, and also the consistency. And what I thought was interesting too is that the stats went up on a lot of my other videos just by a couple, because I usually only have a couple people in my YouTube videos because I didn't create that channel as a YouTube channel. I just put my videos there so I can use them. Okay. So I usually have 2, 3, 4 people because most people watch my videos on Facebook. So I've just been uploading my lives to have content. But in this case, after that happened, for I guess reasons that people actually maybe went to the channel, a couple of those 410, my views went up on my other videos too. And another thing I'd like to say, if you have a YouTube channel, you can add that video to a playlist. That's what I do when there's a video about me or about something that really is about my field or of interest. You can add it to a playlist on your own YouTube channel so that it can actually serve, because the point is for it to serve everyone, and it can be, you can share it. If you could share it, that would be great. Why not make it go up even more just to see what we can do? And if you can also go and like it. So, because we have like a thumb up and one thumb down for whatever reason, you know. So if we can go and all like it and share it and have fun with it, it's really, I think it's really interesting.
So you say, so if you do, when you do say a Facebook Live, Charlotte, and it's complete, it's done, at that moment, do you hit save on your phone or whatever device you're using?
No, I download it when I'm ready. I do that once or twice a week. I download all my live videos and I upload them when I have time.
The video. Okay,
I have like times like once a week I do my cooking class videos, and once a week I do maybe the Wednesday and the Friday ones from the calls.
Okay, all right. Okay, so that's how I have to do it then. So record it and download it and then upload it to YouTube.
Yes, I download it at any time. I have like time frame. I do a batch because it's work to do. So and it's not fun. So I do it in a batch, like all the videos at the same time, upload them, and then I come back and I add the keywords. The title is really important, and then the description too, so people can find you after that. Because if they have the YouTube video and they can't find you, then it's the same thing as on Facebook. Yeah, it's pointless. So were you going to add something, Amy? It looked like you had something to
yeah, I just thought of it. If you because you've been exposed in that video, so if you can comment and put your business link in your comment, then that way people are wondering who these people are, and they'd see that you are.
Okay.
Yes, and one thing that exactly one thing we would like to do in the future that we're thinking of with Amy is that the regular attendees or people that we know, we'd have you have a 1-sentence description, and we'd put that in the the description from some of the calls, like maybe once a week or once a month we'd have the descriptions, and you can't tag people from what I can tell on YouTube, but you can still have their name, and then when people search for your name, it will show up because you're in the description of the video. So in the future, we'd like to do something like that. We wouldn't change it every time. It would be a copy and paste of people who have attended that video, for example. So we find that really interesting when we were talking about influence, and we've been talking about social media. And of course, it doesn't mean we expect to have 410 views on every single video. It's my daughter says it's
why not?
So
why not?
Because
we put a limit there now.
No,
why not? I
Yes.
understand, Charlotte. You don't expect those.
I'm not expecting
numbers.
it. I'm aiming for it.
Expect more. You expect more.
No, I'll explain this to you. Okay, so we do. Okay, let's get this clear. If you want something to happen, you're not going to sit around expecting it to happen. Okay, if you expect for the views to go up, does it make them go up? Expecting things doesn't have any kind, doesn't produce a result. I am aiming for them to go up, which means I am not expecting them to be at 410 today or tomorrow. I'm going to do the work I was doing before this happened so that it continues to happen. Expectations are not productive. They're not, it's to me an expectation. Oh, okay, now this video today is going to have 410 people. That's not a productive way to look at it. My aim is for us to get thousands of views. So in that aim, knowing it's a stat and it normally goes like this, I don't put any more weight into it than I would if we had 5.
Right.
See what I mean? It's the same to me.
But I was teasing you, but
I
you
know.
you are a kind of a scientist, so
Yes.
you analyze.
Yes, I have the analytical.
Yeah.
I have the analytical view. So and also because see, in the past I've done that. Like you see the views and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. But see, my daughter's been studying YouTube and she's like, oh, that happens. And so what I understand is if you increase your audience, it will happen more often. Like you'll have the boom. You know what I mean? But you still have to recognize it as a a boom if you're a scientific analytical brain like me. But no, we all want it to go up.
And if you are an optimistic like me, you just aim
All the time.
aim higher.
Let's all do whatever way we do it. And then for one, if we want it to happen, go and like the video and share it. That will help as well. So any other way we could go back to Rena? I mean, I saw what you wrote in the chat. Would you like to share that with us? Or do you want me to read it?
You can
Go
just
back to
read.
your win. I can just read it. So what Rita was sharing is her win from the week, which I wasn't sure was a win earlier, but now I understand is that her cousin, she was moving her cousin, and she wrote in the chat that when she moved her cousin, she realized how much she had maybe perhaps taken for granted the fact that some things in life, like having her cousin close to her, and that she was very touched by that. So that means that it was a learning lesson, that actually you need to be not taking people for granted, and maybe other things too that we are thankful for and we don't think about. So that is what I got from what you said. Do you want to correct me, or is that correct?
Yeah, that's fine. It's just a lesson learned that it was a mistake. So that was my win, really, that I realized the mistake. So that was the win. So we shouldn't take things for granted when they are in front of us.
Yeah, it absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Rena, because it's funny you mentioned that, because I was sharing it with, I think, Lynn as well. It's like this weekend I was sick for the beginning of the week, and I realized sometimes when things are happening in my space, it's like I go through a checklist. It's like, okay, what have I done? What's happening? So I can pinpoint, right? And I realized that sometimes, like, I have adult kids. My youngest is 21. Sometimes I get busy and they get busy, and we're like not fully connected, and I forget how special they are and how to, they don't check up with me, they don't check in, and I forget. And we forget that even though they are adults, they're not kids anymore, they still have issues that they need the mom to look at. So yeah, sometimes as entrepreneurs we forget, and that is, I think, part of us building empires, is that so that we can spend more time and have all those things balanced.
Could I add something to that?
Yes.
Because I'm going on a seminar right now, and it's about the present moment, and it's not philosophic, it's really down the earth, because the thing is, when I am in my business, I'm thinking what I miss in my personal life, and when I'm in my personal life, I'm taking what I miss in my business. So for me, it is to stop doing that and just to be really present when I'm in my business, and then being really present with the family, with my personal life. So it's not all, I'm not always, trying to be where I'm not. I'm just being really present where I am. And then, so it needs practice, but it needs also conscience.
Yeah.
That this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to be all over the place, and I'm trying to be everywhere at the same time. So I kind of miss what I'm doing in my business, and I miss what I'm doing in my personal life.
I get that too. Like For me, I'd add also maybe being in control. Maybe that's in my case. I don't know about you, but also I like there's the wanting to be everywhere, wanting to be on the top of everything, but also wanting to be in control, like as if I could control completely, I don't know, everything that I'm involved in. I can't really do that. Like I can't control being there for everybody that around me that needs it. It's not possible. So I understand what you're saying, Lima. He applies to business. It applies to personal life. Like if I can remember, I don't have to remember everything. Like Rena is saying, we can't forget, but we do forget. We can't remember everything. But if we can be in the moment, like you're saying, Limahi, we can be with the person we're in that moment, and then with the next person, and then in that way I like that concept of.
I give you
letting
an
go and-
example. This week I was working and my daughter came in my office and she wanted to talk. So usually I talk, but I continue to do what I'm doing, kind of, And then this week I stopped. For being really with her, and it took, I think, 20 minutes, and it was a great moment. And then she went back to what she was doing, and I did that too. But it felt different. It felt that I really had lived something with my daughter, and I felt free to go back to my business because I did what I had to do with my daughter. So what I'm saying also is, like you said, Charlotte, you don't know when it will happen. But I try to be present and to be ready when something is happening, so I can do whatever I have to do to be present, and then to go back to what I was doing and to feel good about going back.
It's a way of being in the present moment, to actually be seeing. Also, you're experiencing everything with your senses, with your five senses, so it makes it real. And so, of course, and then it will help it continue that way and happen in the future again. So, thank you, everyone. Did you want to add a closing remark, Amy?
No, I think everything is good.
Awesome. So thank you everyone who participated in the Business Breakfast chat this morning. We'll be seeing you on Monday. And thank you very much.
Have a great weekend. Bye.